have already been in this gymnasium, so we won't spend too much time here. But we have 6 basketball hoops, and there's plenty of areas that we can make, 4 squares, stuff like that. Things that 7th and 8th graders they just like to play, whether it's during the middle of the day during lunch or first thing in the morning. Currently, we have a ping pong table, which, as you notice, there's batting cages on the sides and some other stuff in the corner over there. Very easily could we sit there and have a ping pong table roll along the side, bring it out, have some more activities for the students that are age appropriate. Also in one location for them to actually enjoy their age group and allow the high school to be a high school and the junior high students to be a junior high. But part of the day, this is just the very beginning. Part of the day also includes for students first thing in the morning is breakfast. Not every student will eat breakfast at home. They'll come to school and eat breakfast. And at that point, there can be a staggered bell system where when a certain bell, certain time rings, cafeteria is cleared, this section of the building is cleared. We have adults that would be on present, ready to go. And anyone that's going to eat breakfast can go right through here into the cafeteria where we first started. So we're going to walk back toward the cafeteria as if we're going to have breakfast. I'm not going to go in the cafeteria, but then we're just going to make a sharp left to the proposed new addition. Any questions in the gymnasium?
Yes.
Yes.
What about the floor? You protect it so carefully when the band is having their concert and so on.
So as you notice the doorway, and I'm thinking of winter, stuff like that, we would have runners, and the students would put all their bags and jackets. My 5th and 6th graders currently do that. I have 2 grade levels in the middle school gymnasium and have had all year. Now obviously the entire corridor, they're able to sort of wipe their feet off before they get into the gym. They put stuff in their lockers. But I have had the 5th and 6th graders also taking their items for their next class period down. So I think it would be very easy just to have runners, so shoes, dirt, anything that would be muddy, come off. Kids put their items all the way down and then allow them to go play. So in other words, they would make sure that they're not having a marking sole and all that. Very good question.
So the whole...
Keith.
You keep talking about kids coming in here and playing. How much earlier are they going to get here for school?
They come at the same time as the high schoolers. And like right now, the middle school starts at 7, or doors open at 7:45, and buses start unloading at 7:45. They don't get into class until 8:15.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Oh yeah,
perfect.
perfect.
You're talking
Yeah.
about them playing, and I'm sitting there. They come to school to go to school.
There's about a 30-minute window that they're allowed to eat breakfast, and also just sort of.
The main reason for the separation is because the high schoolers are eating breakfast, and we want to maintain that complete separation. Then we need to find, some time, 10 minutes or so, for them to be in here, so we can get the kids out. They're usually leaving. We start class 7:35. The cafeterias are usually clear by 7:30. So I say 10 minutes in here. It may not even be that long. It's just once that cafeteria is cleared out, then we can move the middle schoolers in to eat breakfast.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yep.
Good question.
Good question.
That was my same
That was your
question.
second.
How much time would they be spending in here? And the whole 200 or some kids would be in here?
Yeah, and I've had 200 kids. This gymnasium, I'm not sure is the exact square footage in comparison to the middle school, but I think this is about a third bigger than what I currently have in the middle school, and I have the entire 5th and 6th grade in the gym first thing in the morning, and then at the end of the day I actually use the gym for busing staging, which can also be done when we're looking at how do we exit the building. This area could be used, in theory. So, any other questions regarding the first thing coming in the day? All right. Follow me. We'll pretend like we're going to eat breakfast.
You're allowed down in the gym, huh?
No.
Feel free to spread all over through here. Okay, so when the bell rings for the transition period, students can come in, have breakfast. It's also the transition period where they're allowed down the academic wing, the 7th and 8th academic wing. They can put things in their lockers, and this is the area in which those students will be. There are no high school students out in the building at this time. They are currently in class. One added aspect, if you'll turn around real quick, you'll notice that there's 2 double sets of doors there. Those can be closed at any time to provide a clear, defined barrier that you are to be in this area and nowhere else. And also have a new set of double doors, which would be for the additional wing, wide open, that says, it's your turn. Come back and forth. Class periods, as the bells ring, door systems can be open and closed. Currently at the middle school, I have paraprobes that actually will go around and stage themselves in locker areas to sit there and monitor student activity. The same thing can be done here within this building. But as like I said, if we're eating breakfast, all right, there's the 3-minute tardy bell. We got to get into our academic classes. There are 8 classes, 4 core areas for 2 grade levels: social studies, science, math, and English. All down one wing. And maybe you want to speak a little bit more toward some of the transitions and all.
The main thing is, as far as outside of the health class, which is basically right there during that first hallway, we believe, other than obviously the benefit of them coming up is being able to take advanced classes, what I consider here in the high school, Algebra 1, and any other science class that they test for and are able to take, they have that opportunity to take here in the high school, being in 7th and 8th grade, which is a huge benefit. Other than those classes where you'd have a handful of kids going down, for the most part, they will be, I don't want to say the word isolated, but they will, in a sense, be isolated down in this wing, which is creating that separation that we want. We have, like I said, 1 freshman class here, and then another multi 9, 10, 11, 12 class, which is the art class, which is another one that they would take, which is right down here as well. And the computers, which could be another class they could take outside of their core, is right here as well. So we're really fortunate that those 3 classes happen to be in the spot that they are in the building, so that we can keep pretty much everybody on this end of the building, away from the other students who are there. And all the lockers will be down here too, so they don't have to go down for that reason, other than the special classes that they may be taking, that we hope that they're taking and taking advantage of.
And the key part of the transition, once again, is a staggered bell system.
They will not be transporting at any time. Basically, it'll be about a minute off. To give our high schoolers, so we do have tardies, shocker. But we give them that extra minute to get into class, and then obviously the middle school would have their bell system to release their kids. But again, the amount that would even going down there to integrate with the high schoolers would be very few. Yes.
Question.
So they're going to have their own bell system not connected to this bell system, or are we going to have bells going off everywhere all day?
For example, we have a 2-bell system in both buildings. There is a release bell and a tardy bell. The conversation has occurred that the high school could have a release and tardy, and seeing as the middle school is in one wing, we wouldn't necessarily have to have the 3rd bell. My teachers are in the hallway, and Mr. Reynolds, when he was in this building, used to do the same thing. Mr. Cole does the same thing currently. 2 minutes, let's go! And those students know what they have, and in the classrooms they go. And seeing as the 7th, 8th grade is nowhere but in this corridor, all eyes are on it. Or we could go to a 3-bell. But we're looking to try to minimize distractions for all grades. And some of those details will evolve in time. But one of the key aspects I wanted to also mention, Mr. Cole stated opportunities for advanced placement. Those opportunities are also driven by parent requests. If a parent says, I want my child, we currently have a 7th grader in middle school that is going to need to take a sophomore level math class. We do not have that opportunity in that building. Here, I can sit down with that parent and say, here's a possible plan that we can do for this child, but it will mean that she's sitting in a classroom with 12th graders, or not 12th graders, 10th graders. And if that's agreed upon, which those situations normally are, here's the plan. I currently have 7th graders on WMU's campus taking classes through the ATIP program. So they're already around college age students. We just want to give as much opportunity as possible. So some of the other classes that, like Mr. Cole mentioned, we have the art, we have the health, we have the band, which is right around the corner here, computers, everything is in this corridor. And right now, currently even in the middle school, if students need to use the library, a teacher will walk their entire class down. From 5th to 8th grade, a teacher still walks their class down to the library, which is what would occur here. So, there's all eyes on the students transitioning.